You're connected with Neville Perera, the sales coach. We started the mini program Learn with the Sales Coach. Under this program, we have started speaking about sales and marketing. Basically, you are going to learn marketing in a very simple way, in a very step by step, very slow and very effective way. So we have already spoken about the products, we have spoken about the distribution, and now today we are going to talk about the price element. When you talk about price element in marketing, this is the element which brings in revenue to the organization. I would say this is the only element which contributes revenue to the organization. Revenue converts into profitability. So the way that marketing manager manage this pricing element within the organization is a determinant for the profitability of the organization. In this context, there are many different strategies that sales manager, the marketing manager together can come into in terms of deciding the price. In deciding the price, there are some other important considerations as well. For an example, cost of the product. If it is a production that you do within your organization, each product that comes out from your plant has a cost. This cost can include the fixed costs and also the variable costs. What are the fixed costs? Fixed costs are that company or the organization need to spend for 0 production or 100 units or 1000 units or 1 million units, your cost will be the same. For an example, your senior manager's salary, your sales manager's salary, your executive's salary, it is a flat rate and you have to pay that irrespective of the number of units that you are going to manufacture, number of units that you are going to sell within your organization. Those are called fixed costs. What is variable cost? The variable costs are the all type of expenses that you have to bear in line with the number of units that you sell or the number of units that you produce. For an example, electricity cost. If you are manufacturing, we'll say machinery, or you are manufacturing a motorbicycle, or you are manufacturing a bicycle, or you are manufacturing a food item, each of these product consists of some portion of electricity that has been consumed in the manufacturing process. So that particular cost of the electricity is considered as a variable cost to this product. So there are so many variable costs. You may have laborers who are working in your plant. They are paid a daily wage or hourly wage. So the cost of those wages also has come into this one particular product or the unit of production. The combination of fixed cost and the variable costs has made it a total cost of the product by the time it comes out from the plant and ready to go to market. So this is the calculations that you need to do as a marketing manager, from the support of supply chain management, support of warehousing, support of your production manager, to understand what is my cost of the product by the time it is ready to go to customer, go to market. With this calculation, you can make your pricing decision based on two main strategies. One is that cost plus. The other one will be the markup price. You can keep a markup on your cost, we'll assume. if your cost of the product is 100, I as the marketer, I decide I need a 10% markup as profit to the organization. Or else I can say, if the cost of the product is 100 rupees, I always need 25 rupees as my cost plus profit portion. Why do I need this profit portion? It is not purely my profitability. It will include all my operational costs as well. There will be some other expenses that I need to bear. So those all costs will also a part of that. Maybe my operational cost, the distributor margins, maybe my channel margins, maybe my warehouse margins when the product is reaching to the customer. We discuss these details under supply chain management, under channel management. The additional costs that you need to bear from the point where the product is ready and when it reaching to the end customer. So now, two main pricing strategies we discussed, cost plus and markup. The pricing strategies based on the cost, we can also call them cost based pricing. Also we can have some other different strategies as well. Or else we can go for demand based pricing. What is demand based pricing? Demand based pricing is that depending on the demand that I can have from the market, I decide on my pricing. For an example, I have a product which has a huge demand in the market. It is a demand that I even can't supply to that demand. When there is a high demand of the product, I can go for a price skimming strategy. Price skimming strategy is that irrespective of the cost of the product, I keep a huge margin as my profit margin. Because there's a huge demand in the market, I have no problem about pricing. I have a demand, I have kept a huge margin and I make some extraordinary profits from that transaction. So this strategy is really suitable for top end brands, popular brands like iPhones. There's a skimming price because people don't mind paying a premium price for that product because of the product quality and the features, the benefits that customer is going to get. Customer don't mind paying a premium price. So iPhone, as long as they deliver their uniqueness, they can maintain their price skimming strategy. So that is about the differentiation. We will talk about that in a different lesson, or about the differentiation strategy. I would say under demand based pricing strategies, if your product is not at a higher demand like we discussed, you may have an average demand, you keep a thin margin, but you expect to sell more number of units. Then we can call that the price penetration strategy. The opposite of price skimming, where the number of units that you are going to sell is very much higher compared to price skimming strategy. You sell large number of sales at a small margin so that you make a lot of profits with the number of units you are going to sell. In this context, you marketer make an advantage of your production because you can keep your cost low. We can call it economies of scale. We will talk about economies of scale as well in future. In simple, economies of scale is that you manufacture more units, you can keep your fixed cost per unit rate, your variable cost rates at a lower level so that your cost of the product is low, so that you can sell it at a comparatively low price in the market than your competitor. So that you sell more units but you are keeping your cost low so that you are making profits out of it. Price penetration strategy. So we are talking about demand based pricing. Now we know what skimming strategy is, we know what penetration strategy is. Now we are going to talk about the psychological strategy. Psychological pricing. Customer will feel when it says 1000 rupees. Oh, it's 1000 rupees. Customer will feel when you say it's 5000 rupees. Oh, it's 5000 rupees. It looks like a larger or a higher value. But when you say 4950, it's not 5000, it's 4950. When you say 990, it's not 1000, it's 990. Psychological pricing. So marketers very smartly use psychological strategy when they want customer to feel it is not too expensive, for the customer to feel comfortable in their purchase decision, supporting the customer to buy the product, influencing the customer through a psychological move from the pricing strategy. We call it psychological pricing. Next one is promotional pricing. We always see this during the seasons. Promotional price, a special price, 50% off, 25% off, 10% off, or totally 5,000, not 5,000, it's only 4,000. Promotional pricing. So once again, it's psychologically convincing the customer to buy because you are not getting this opportunity again. It's a promotional pricing. So all these strategies that we discussed are demand-based pricing, skimming, penetration, promotional, and psychological pricing. So now let's look at competitor-based pricing. Competitor-based pricing is you make your pricing decision based on the competitors. If you want to match your competitor's price, you can use competitive bidding or competitive advantage strategy. When it comes to competitive bidding strategy, you don't discount your product. If your product is 100,000, it is 100,000. But what you would do is that you will add more value to your product versus your competitor. You create more value in the product to the customer versus your competitor, so that your product will hold more value within the product in terms of after sales service, guarantees, warranties, product replacements, or any other kind of value addition that you can give. The other one is competitive advantage strategy. Competitive advantage strategy is that you do your pricing decision in line with your competitor's pricing. You match all features which competitor gives to the customer. In case if you want to come down on your price, you consider coming down on the price as well. What you do is that you do not do a ready-made product for the customer, but you match all possible features and add more value to the product versus your competitor. Competitive bidding or competitive advantage pricing. Generally, for higher value products, maybe we'll say real estate, maybe vehicles, automobiles, machinery, these kind of pricing strategies can be used. We don't see these competitor-based pricing generally in the retail market. But in the retail market, we very oftenly see the skimming pricing, penetration pricing, psychological pricing, promotional pricing, cost plus pricing, or else markup pricing. But these competitor-based pricing are mostly for higher value products. So now we know the pricing strategies a marketing manager can have within the organization based on the cost, based on the demand, or based on the competitor. So what we need to understand is that marketing managers need to be extremely careful about setting up the pricing strategy, because that is the revenue element to the organization. That will decide how much profits the company is going to make. That will decide how well the product, the brand, the company, the people of the organization will celebrate their wins, how well they will prosper in the organization. So we will talk more on marketing, marketing management, sales management, and all these related topics under Learn with the Sales Coach category. Until we meet up with another video, do what you love what you do. See you again.